Vagrant is a tool for automating virtualization. In this class, we are going to learn how to use the Vagrant software that we have installed during our lab setup class. We will start with launching console window and going into the bash command prompt. To start the console window, right click on your start menu, choose run, type console and press enter. Once inside the console, type bash and press enter. The main reason we are going to use console for all our labs is because it is a better alternative to standard command prompt as it's offer ability to create multiple tabs. You can type Ctrl F1 to create multiple tabs. Also, console can open up the command prompt in full screen mode. So, once we are inside bash, the first command we need to run is cd space tilde to go to our home folder. You can check your home folder by typing pwd command. This bash prompt is actually a lightweight Linux command prompt running on top of the Windows. We will create our lab folder in this location. Whatever codes we will run, we will write during our course. For storing all these codes, we will create a folder called DevOps. For this, run the command mkdir devops, which will create the folder, and then to get inside the folder, type cd space devops. Now, before we proceed any further, let us understand what Vagrant tool actually does. Vagrant is used for automating the process of creating, updating, and deleting VMs. Basically, the lifecycle management of virtual machines on the top of any backend virtualization platform. So in our case, we will be using Oracle VM VirtualBox as the backend virtualization platform. Vagrant will then launch the VMs by using pre-built OS images by reading our codes. Now we need an OS image to build the VM. For that, we need to create two folders. One is CentOS and another is Ubuntu, because these are the OS we will be using. Then inside each of these folders, we will write an instruction code for Vagrant to download those OS. This instruction code is called an Vagrant file. So the next command would be mkdir ubuntu space CentOS. Okay, so two folders would be created. Now move into the Ubuntu folder by typing cd space ubuntu, and inside Ubuntu folder run the command vagrant space init space ubuntu slash trusty64. Now to start creating the VM by downloading the OS image, we need to launch the Vagrant process by typing the command vagrant space up in the same folder. Vagrant SSH is the command for logging inside the VM when the VM is created. So now we can combine two commands as vagrant space up space ampersand space vagrant space SSH. Let's run the command. First thing that the command will do is that it will search for the Ubuntu OS image in your workstation. If you have done this process anytime earlier, then the image most likely be already there. Therefore, it will start creating the VM immediately. Since we have running this thing for the first time, it will go to the internet, connect to the universal Vagrant repository on the internet cloud known as the vagrantcloud.com, and start downloading the Ubuntu image from there. This vagrantcloud.com is the website managed by the HashiCorp company. Vagrant is a product of HashiCorp. We will simultaneously start downloading CentOS image on another tab in console by going to the CentOS folder. In that CentOS folder, we will initiate the Vagrant by running the command vagrant space init space CentOS /7 space ampersand ampersand space vagrant up. In some of the older versions, Vagrant can show an error after running this command. If that happens to you, then after you got the error and you are back to the command line, then run the command notepad space vagrant file, which will open up the Vagrant configuration file generated in that folder. To solve the problem, we will need to add a specific line inside this file. If you have followed the lab setup video correctly, then instead of opening with the standard notepad of the Windows operating system, it should open up Notepad 2 that we have installed earlier. The benefit of that would be line numbers, it will show up in the left hand side. In the line number 41, where we have to make the change, so it's a blank line where a specific text has to be added. On the screen, you can see the text that I'm adding. When I'm entering the text, you can pause the video, note down the text, and put that in the line number 41 of your Vagrant file. This is the text you have to add. In a Linux or Mac system, this may not be required, but on a Windows system, you need to do this. After this change, if you run vagrant up command, that should work flawlessly, which means now you have to wait till these two operating systems downloaded in your system. So depending on your internet speed, the time will be different for different people. So you continue doing that. It will take a bit of a time, after which you can move to the next video where I will explain you the background working of these commands.